While the world grapples with inflation and debt dependency, one African nation is standing tall. Tanzania, under the bold leadership of President Samia Suluhu Hassan, has just drawn a red line. No more US dollars for local transactions, she declares. But what does this mean for the East African giant? And for Africa at large? This is not just a monetary policy, it's a bold statement of sovereignty. This is Africa rising. In a decisive move in early 2025, Tanzania officially banned the use of the US dollar in domestic transactions. The announcement came from the Bank of Tanzania, following clear directives from President Suluhu's administration. From real estate deals to hotel bookings, car sales to school fees, Tanzanian businesses must now conduct transactions strictly in Tanzanian shillings. No exceptions, no gray areas. The government has begun strict enforcement. Hotels charging in dollars are now being fined. Tour operators are being audited. Even foreign investors are being reminded, you do business in Tanzania, you transact in shillings. So why this bold move? To understand, we must go deeper. First, Tanzania is facing a dollar shortage crisis, partly due to global economic instability and high demand for the greenback across Africa. Importers were struggling to access dollars. The black market was thriving. This pushed up the cost of goods and weakened the Tanzanian shilling. Second, President Suluhu's government wants to protect the sovereignty of Tanzania's economy. When your economy relies on foreign currency for local transactions, you are no longer in full control. Third, the misuse of dollars has encouraged tax evasion, capital flight, and money laundering. By banning dollars in local markets, the government is tightening its grip on financial discipline and transparency. And finally, there's a bigger vision: economic de-dollarization. Tanzania wants to join a new league of nations, one that values its own currency, one that builds faith in local systems, one that dares to say no to economic colonization. The response? Mixed, but telling. Local economists are applauding the move as a step toward monetary independence. Small businesses, once forced to buy dollars at inflated rates just to stay competitive, are breathing a sigh of relief. And ordinary citizens? They're beginning to trust the Tanzanian shilling once again. But let's be clear, the road won't be easy. Some sectors, like tourism and mining, have grown dependent on dollar transactions. There are fears of investor hesitation, and enforcing the ban in rural or informal markets could prove difficult. But as one Tanzanian economist put it, you cannot build a strong nation on a weak foundation. You cannot shout independence when your economy bows to foreign currency. Tanzania is not alone. Zimbabwe, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Nigeria have all flirted with or implemented policies to reduce dependence on the US dollar. There's a growing realization: Africa cannot rise while chained to currencies it does not print. This bold step by Tanzania could ignite a new wave of Pan-African economic sovereignty. A movement where the shilling, the naira, the cedi, and the rand are no longer second class in their own countries. This is not just about money. It's about power, dignity, freedom. President Samia Suluhu Hassan may have just changed the game. She's not just leading a country, she's sending a message to a continent. Africa does not need permission to believe in itself, to rise, to rule, and to own its destiny. Will other nations follow? Will this spark a monetary revolution? One thing is certain: Africa is powerful, and Tanzania has just reminded the world: Africa is not waiting to be saved. Africa is saving itself. If you believe in an Africa that's independent, bold, and rising, hit that subscribe button. Like, share, and drop your thoughts below. Is this the beginning of true economic freedom?